Hello everyone, Marine here for Learn Fun. Thanks for stopping by. Last time we went with the tiny winter friends to a tree farm outside the city to pick a big and fluffy Christmas tree. Well, today we join them downtown to go buy Christmas presents and listen to carolers singing Deck the Halls or Jingle Bells. So let's see which stamp and die sets I used. All the tiny winter friends, all the shops, the bench, the cloud and small shop signs from village shops, the booth from Coaster Critters, the street lamp and the tree, and also the two snowbank coordinating dice from Winter Village, another cloud from Happy Village, the two music speech bubbles from Peas on Earth, the line of trees from Simple Celebrate Winter, Santa from Winter Skies, the small dog from Tiny Christmas, the Christmas tree and another tree from Yeti or Not. My sentiment is from Winter Wavy Sayings that I paired with a simple wavy banner. I used the largest stitched rectangle stackable to cut my panels, and I picked a red pattern paper from the Let It Shine Snowflakes 6x6 paper pack. So as always, I started by stamping the images using Learn Fun Jet Black ink. I cut them all using the coordinating dies, and then I used my graphite brush markers and Spectrum Noir markers to color everything. I added some green accents with the trees, but the main color palette here is brown, red and pink. Once the coloring was done, I created the background, and usually I like to use inks to create the sky, but this time I decided to go with a red pattern paper instead. I cut a small piece using the 5.5 by 4.25 stitched rectangle die, and I placed this piece on top of a light grey panel. I placed Santa and the line of trees to help me decide where to stop the red sky. I marked the bottom of the trees on the red panel and cut this panel following the pencil mark. And here we're done with the sky. Next, I wanted to add an extra detail to the light gray section, but nothing too bold, so I decided to create a soft brick texture on that part of the card, just as if it was pavement. So I taped the Lanfern brick stencil to this light gray panel, I taped it at the back, and then I applied white pigment ink to create the pavement. And instead of making big circle motions on the stencil, I just tapped my blending tool on the stencil to get a more precise result. So here's the pavement. We definitely can see it, but it's not too obvious. Next, I moved on to my favorite part of the card making process. I assembled and stuck everything. I started with the red sky that I stuck at the top of the pavement panel. And next I attached the line of trees, and by adding one more tree on each side, we can make a nice transition between the top section and the bottom section. And then I stuck all the shops, all the tiny people and accessories, using 1 mm foam squares mostly, and a little bit of liquid glue at some places. Once everything was attached, I added highlights and details on the images using a white gel pen, and I still needed to add the sentiment. I white hit embossed it on a red wavy banner and stuck it below the scene using 1mm foam squares again. I finally attached my panel on a white card base, and that's it, all done. Now 1 or 2 more presents to buy, and then we will go listen to the Christmas carolers while sipping a delicious hot cocoa. I hope that you like this super cute and fun little scene. Thanks for stopping by and see you next time. Bye!